lovely people. How are you? Good. As you can see, my trousers are on the awesome spectrum. My shirt is highly functioning, fantastic, and I suffer from chronic style. Now, this is going to be slightly... Sorry. There's going to be slight... Control yourself. It is going to be a... It's my time you're wasting. This set's going to be a little bit different, okay? There's going to be a spoiler warning, okay? I was a teacher for 10 years. I can control you, class. Right, ready? And quiet. Very good, very good. Spoiler warning number 1. I'm going to be talking about mental health. Do not worry. Sometimes you will not laugh. I am prepared for this. It is a feature, not a bug. Secondly, there will be a big revelation coming up later, which I will point out by saying, big revelation. Spoiler 3, there's a happy ending, and the happy ending is me. If I sense you getting too uncomfortable, I will just show you my fabulous trousers. If you're really uncomfortable, I'll talk about Shakabuku, but that's for later. So, I suffer from chronic depression, severe anxiety, and dyslexia. 10 years ago, I got diagnosed. I've had my medication, I've had therapy, I have these trousers, I'm fine. So, dyslexia was different. I self-diagnosed with dyslexia, which, if you can't spell and you're trying to self-diagnose, is sometimes a little problematic. I was actually an English teacher for 10 years. Yeah, exactly, a raft of whole other problems. But I learned what the telltale signs were, and one time I was going back in my attic looking over my old books, and I saw, you know, letters and words out of order, and I saw like the spidery handwriting, which is a telltale sign of dyspraxia, and then read like an RA essay about dog and Santa, which was weird. It'll come to you, get it? Dyslexia, dog and Santa. RE is religious education. Catch up, class, come on, who's done the work? There we go, well done. When I was growing up, I was never diagnosed with anything. That's because I grew up in Norfolk in the 80s, and what that means is they check if you've got webbed feet, and if not, you're good to go. So the other problem was that I was smart. Smartness runs in my family. Some people have called it highly functioning. What it means is that unless I tell you that I've got a problem, you're not going to know that I have a problem. One of the other problems is that I'm an extrovert, which seems to be a positive thing, but it means that I tend to put a mask up. I feel much more deeply than I display. So it's very difficult when you're in that situation to explain to people what that's like. Good extrovert seems like a fun thing. It's like you're fun, you're good at parties, he's an extrovert. Woo! Introvert, oh no, horrible, terrible people in the corner. Extrovert is not a good thing. If you're a highly functioning alcoholic, you're still an alcoholic. It's still an underlying problem. So my smartness comes from my family. My father went to Oxford, I went to Oxford. The university, not on a day trip, I just want to make that clear. My grandfather outed both of us in 1938, and I've written this down because it's he used thermal precipitation to highly accurately look at the number of asbestos particles there were, right? He did that by counting bits of asbestos dust. Can you understand the mind of a person that figures, first of all, we need to more accurately look at asbestos dust and then count particles? He, at the end of his life, his bedroom, from ceiling to floor, was piled up with the Times newspaper. in date order, because he felt compelled to read it cover to cover each day, and he just couldn't catch up by the time the end came. Last year I found out that my nephew, Grayson, has autism, and he's great. He's getting help, and he can now look his parents in the eyes when they talk to him. That is a huge thing. Thank you. It is so huge, it almost dwarfs his love for dinosaurs, which is massive and frankly tedious. I love him, he is great, but he's autistic and obsessed about dinosaurs. That's a very, very long conversation. When I first started doing stand-up again, I was very angsty, teenage angsty. I hate my father, all of this stuff that he's done to me. Given that I'm 45, that's probably a bit late. I'm more like 3 15-year-olds having an argument. My father, the worst thing he ever did to me was probably this. After meeting my partner, the love of my life, he sent me an email saying, I no longer want any communication with you because I do not see any further value in our relationship. Any further value. So shakabuku, I see that the mood. If you had a shakabuku, they're good. They're good, they really are. Now the shakabuku, I had one around here a couple of days ago. I'm talking about shakabuku like you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm pretending it's a bubble tea, when obviously it's relating to the 1997 seminal classic Grosse Pointe Blank, starring John Cusack and Minnie Driver. You're all caught up with me now. I don't even need to explain that a shakabuku is a swift psychic kick to the head that fundamentally alters your perceptions forever. No, you prefer the bubble tea thing. Bubble teas are horrible. It's like being sick in reverse. Why do they bother? Mood has been lifted, we can go back to the horrible stuff. So, I had my shakabuku, my swift psychic kick to the head. I knew that I had mental health issues. I know that my grandfather has mental health issues. I never realised that my father might have mental health issues. This is a boring teachery bit, so strap in class. Are we ready? Are we ready? Good. All sat politely. Well done. Okay. Fingers on lips. So, theory of mind suggests that people on the autistic spectrum never develop past a certain stage where they realise that other people exist. If I punched you, I would feel very bad. I'm not going to punch you. I would feel very bad. An autistic child doesn't. An autistic child sees other people as objects and only values them for what they can give them. I see no further value. I think that my dad is autistic. Everyone at Oxford is somewhat on the spectrum. Probably everyone that goes up on this stage is somewhat on the spectrum. But that hate that I had inside me for 30 years, that's life imprisonment plus 5 years up inside me, I feel sorry for that hate if anything, is gone. It's left my body. I have new emotions, but none of them are anger anymore. Thank you. I grew up not being diagnosed. First 35 years of my life. Never happened for my grandfather. Never happened for my father. If you feel that you are different, that your brain doesn't work, I want to tell you this. You are not wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. You are different. Different is not wrong. Different should be celebrated. I celebrate being different, and that's why I dress like this. For his work, my grandfather got an OBE. My father, despite what else he did, invented archers. And I am on this stage in front of you now. But for me, it's taken a lot of courage, and I'm more thankful than you realise that you've listened so well. And I think that puts me and all of you on the awesome spectrum. Round of applause for yourself. Thank you very much.